Wagwan, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, I'm gonna take this time out here to just drop this right here and keep it moving. Hope you're doing it well. Hope you're being well, living well, doing life well. Now, the title of this thing is called "Is Getting to Him," and this is crypto related, specifically post chain related. But shout out to the good projects that are out here, the good developers, the great communities that are out here doing great things, seriously, without trying to deceive people. Shout out to Gandiji.io, right? Great fire community, Prime Ape ecosystem on Pulse Chain Network, right? Making things work, trying to really make it do what it's supposed to do, right? Do your research on all these things, though, folks. Do your research on all these things. Because what I talk about may not necessarily uh, align with what you believe, you like, or whatever, but it's out here. And what I'm going to talk about right now is on the post chain side of things. Again, with your founder, is getting to him. And what I mean by that is what's getting to him is a fact. I think, but it is a fact that the chain has performed as far as price miserably. I mean, it's been disgusting. There's no going around that. There's no talking around that. There's no pretending like that's not the truth. It's been absolute trash in price performance, period. Y'all could talk about that being negative. I like to err on the side of caution of what's true and real. Y'all want to believe in make believe, fantasy, hope, and fantasize and imagine great things. You can do that to your heart's content. But what I mean by it's getting to him, meaning the founder, he's already in a position where he's handicapped, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Like he, for whatever reason, is not making himself known publicly like he used to be known. He wants everybody to really speak on his behalf while he hides in the shadows, right? He's not as boisterous or obnoxious verbally in the public eye like he once was. For whatever reason, even after you beat the SEC, you got this nasty thing with some most wanted list, red notice for these weird allegations. You still can't make yourself present. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's what I mean by handicapping yourself. And on top of that, the marketing efforts have been subpar and lackluster all across the board, especially from him. The community did what the community could do and has been doing what the community is doing and what it does. You stream, create content, you jump on the spaces, people bull posting, even when things are just terrible, they're still bull posting. Folks are just living in a state of just cognitive dissonance at the highest level. That is and you want to talk about toxicity? You think that's healthy? People denying what's real and want to pretend all is great and bull post to high heavens and think that's being positive, and they act like that's not a negative thing that's going on when you lying and deceiving yourself. Forget about people, deceiving yourself, because there are people who are unaware who might look at this situation and react the same way RH used to react when he used to look at the poor performance of previous blockchains and previous tokens that have performed less than horrible as Pulsechain, and would say that they're trash. Remember IOTA? Go look at the video way back if you even care what how he described IOTA and a plethora of other situations, operations and coins. You see? So what I mean by is getting to him, this is what I mean by is getting to him. What's getting to him is the fact that there's a narrative, that's going around about blocking. unfollowing, right? Ignoring, muting. This is this is the example of what I'm talking about. Like I spoke about this already on my streams. Already I spoke about it. If the community, if people decided en masse, which they're not going to do, but this is the key. This is how you really trigger somebody like him because he's predictable that way. If you decide to unblock dude, I'm sorry, not unblock. If you decide to mute him, ignore, just basically just not even pay attention to what he got going on anymore, that that alone will cause him to just want to do something because no one's paying attention. No one's giving him that fuel anymore. He already can't speak on the internet. So he lives off of the attention. He lives off that the recognition from the people, whatever. And if you stop giving him that, right? If you stop giving him that, it's not necessarily going to give him an out to fade to black and disappear. Because some people believe, oh, if you stop paying attention, that means you're letting him off the hook in a way that he can go. He's already off the hook in a certain way. He already got whatever amount of monies, right? He's already well off in a sense where 4 years ago he got $1.6 billion from the community. It's on the blockchain. So what you mean he can just disappear and fade to black? You don't think he really kind of disappeared already? No, but he thrives off of that. And these things matter to him because he will tell the world when you see a hater, when you see a naysayer, what do? Mute and block, right? He'll tell you to do that, right? But if it's done to him, it's a problem. And he's afraid. He's trying to get in front of that before it even becomes a thing. Tell you posts about, oh, this and that and this. When you're muting and blocking, your follower count goes down because why? The person you block can't follow you. But again, it's good for you to mute and block everyone in a sense, but it's okay for him to talk about muting and block. No, it's bad for you to mute and block because that means your follower count will go down, but he could do it all day. And this is another example of the hypocrisy contradiction that he spews because he's mentioned himself. Listen, these people who have no value, who are haters, who keep crying and complaining, want to spew negativity, you shun them, block them, gatekeep. Do the same shit that was done to your bitch ass back in late 2019 when you launched your ERC20 and all of 2020 and even till now. Do the same thing, the gatekeeping, the censorship, all of that, right? The same thing that was being done to the community and him, starting with him. He wants to now, in such a subtle way, instruct, command the people, the minions who follow him to block the voices. But then he'll tell you another message if you block the voices that lowers your follower count. Which is it? And then will insult you at the same time because this is what he does. He has nothing more going for himself. You know what I'm saying? This is what he does. And then we'll say and beg people, oh, fine people, is there anyone out here who has a 401, a 501c3 who can donate stuff and doing all this weird shit? Meanwhile, your entire operation, your claim to fame that basically sort of solidified you on the crypto map with your ERC20 going 50 cents plus, that occurred 4 years ago. And since then, nothing he's working with ever reached even close to 10,000x anything. But want to pretend like folks who bring these things up have nothing to offer. You understand? You see the weird psyop? Don't get caught in that. This man got nothing else better going on but to play these games on the internet. In other words, on his name, he says his moniker is not even his real name and attaches win to it. But right now he's really losing. You've been losing. You lost. Don't you know in the western part of the world we're entering, the fall, the holiday season. Today's the first day of the fall. We're entering the holiday season. You understand? Wouldn't have been nice. Wouldn't have been great. Yeah, this is supposed to be a time where people get together, you spend time with family, and you basically try to just, you know, revel in all great things you have going on. It's a special time period. And to be entering this time period, why do you think he launches stuff during, these pre-recorded videos that he's done in the past during the quote unquote Christmas season, right? Why do you think he did that? Right? Before, when he used to stream publicly, he did a stream specifically. I think it was either for Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of the two times, because he wanted to appeal to the audience and let the people know that that's one of the most difficult times for some individuals because, the holidays, some people are out here alone. And he did a stream to try to attach to your sensibilities by saying that he's doing a stream because he knows that people out here that are by themselves, right? Spending the holiday alone. So why not do that, right? So it's a thing. It's one of these charming, right, slick ways to try to get you to like and really appeal to his sensibility and your sensibility and want to like this person and believe in what they talk about. Be like, oh, this is a good guy. This is a good guy right here. This and that and this. 4 years later, though. Oh yeah, that time period that's hard for people who living on their own, who have no family, who are alone, who've been believing in everything you talking about, who believing, not only believing, they put their money where their mouth is. They put skin in the game and bought these coins, invested, spent money, and talk about no expectations of work from the profit, work of profit of others, and all this foolishness. Right? What is that yielded for these people? What is that yielded for everybody who's on the chain? Like really, like not. I'm not talking about the grifters either. I'm not talking about the people that just been all just the whole entire time thinking about themselves in the most selfish ways. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about regular schmegular people on the outside who not in any inside group, who don't have any connections to any backdoor deals, conniving, cabal, Illuminati foolishness. What happens to them? We just put their bread in and just, yeah. Oh no, you gotta, zoom out. The bull cycle is ending. The bull cycle is ending. Like it's ending right now. Is this a win for Pulse Chain? No, just zoom out. Don't count this period, right? Convenient. Just be convenient. Don't count this period because it doesn't fit the narrative. Because you realize what he did was it's just too much. It's more than he can handle. You gotta understand, folks. You gotta understand. Launching an ERC-20 and raising money where you receive billions of dollars to launch a blockchain or do a fork of Ethereum and this and that. Did it really cost 1.6 billion to do that? Did it cost 600 million to fork Ethereum? Did it really cost $1 billion to fork PulseX off of Binance, Smart Chain, Pancake Swap? And then you're told, don't no expectations. What you gave and what you received doesn't compare in a way. What you sacrificed and what you got back doesn't compare. So the sacrifice, I mean, you keep getting sacrificed and taxed more than once. You donated to a cause, public freedom of speech, freedom of movement, et cetera, gave away money that you could have, used in other ways. What you got back, you might have been able to come off, a little something with a little profit because the chain went up, what, 2.5x on top of sacrifice price. And then what happened? People sold. See, you didn't have enough time to really see something because you were thinking, wait a minute, delayed gratification. If I sell, that's bad. But if I hold, that's good. But some people were smart enough to sell. They didn't care what happened. They just sold at a profit because someone had to sell for the price to go down. Meanwhile, those who want to hang on to delayed gratification because we thinking that's a good thing, it's still down and to the right. And we don't see anywhere near, we're nowhere near reaching a 2.5x over sack price. We can't even get to a 2.5x over sack from here, from where we're at. And so when you're looking at these things and then you're looking at all this messaging, all this double talking, all this hypocrisy, all this contradiction that comes from your founder, right? And he calls that negativity. He calls that, right? He calls that people hating. When you highlight these problems, you highlighting these issues, he talks about that's hating. They need to be ghosted and all this foolishness. And there's people in your community that have believed in what you got going on that are losing, using products that you helped to create. See, a person who see, this is what I mean. Like in some situations, like I could see a little bit of mania going on with him, some form of like sociopathic type of personality issues. Like he's not really attuned to certain things, right? Like in order for you to really be, in order for many people who become heads of corporations, right? Heads of operations where they just, they're the focal point of a situation and everyone else, they running these big businesses and conglomerates, et cetera, et cetera. They have to be able to talk shit, live by the narcissism that these things that they emit or they're about. They have to be able to step on anybody no matter what it takes and feel no way about it. Because you got to climb up, you got to, it's dog eat dog. Don't matter who you hurt, don't matter who you have to, deceive, don't matter who you have to trick, don't matter who you have to move out the way, get them out the way by any means necessary, just so that you could climb to the top and feel no way about it. Absent of a conscience, no feeling. But this fool will humiliate his believers and call them idiots, as if he's the only sharp tool in the shed. Meanwhile, you have people in the community that have ran circles around him, and it's just because he got to a thing before they did. He got to a certain position before they did. They still run circles around him. In other words, he's not the guy. Because if he was, and he was really seeking glory that the people keep talking about, that the people would love to talk about, because of what he espoused from his jibs, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you have reached the glory by now? What are you waiting for? What delayed gratification, magical time period, numerology, astrological cosmology, foolishness? You trying to fool the people that time you on? You shaking the weak? Who you shaking? What are you doing? Right? You're not shaking nothing. You're not shaking nothing. You're behaving in a way where you're incredibly uncomfortable. You're incredibly scared. You're incredibly like he's just, I mean, seriously, folks. Seriously, why would you care if people are now talking about unfollowing you? I've been talking about it already for a while now. But why would it come to him where he has to make a post about it? Is because he cares. But a lot of people don't have the heart. They don't, pun intended. They don't have the heart to really say, you know what, I've had enough of this guy. You know, I've had enough. Like later, let me go live life. You know, He loses the control, right? You don't follow somebody, they lose the control. You don't give them the attention, it weakens their grip that they have on you psychologically. Because he can't hold on to you physically, but he can mentally have a hold on you. Like he mentally has a hold on many people on the internet. And it's unfortunate. And I've been telling some of y'all, that's why I talk the way I talk. And I speak how I speak. And I haven't given up. And I'm unwavered either way, whatever it is, because this is bigger than me. It's not about me. It's not about building a channel. It's not about chasing clout for me. This is bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than me. This was bigger than me the whole entire time, because I didn't come to this situation we call cryptocurrency in 2017 just for me. That's me though, because I don't live on my own. I live with my family, who I take care of. If I came in solo dolo, I might have had a different perspective altogether, you know? But because that's not my situation, I'm doing things and seeing how it can also positively benefit people who I love, people who I care. See, this guy, your founder, doesn't think that way. It's all about him. No one else. That's where him and I don't align. Won't ever align. You understand? And this is why I say again, this is not about me, because in the beginning, when it was all said and done, and I learned about how money is really corrupted by the actions of man, right? Money itself is something that should be utilized as a tool, but people, because we all have some form of good and bad within all of us, some people just took complete advantage to continuously oppress, to continuously control, not only control the money, but control the psychology of the messaging that they put out in the world, the propaganda, so they could have a stranglehold on you and I mentally. So we have to feel like we are dependent on the actions of a few who control the actions of all, which is all the way twisted. So you land onto cryptocurrency thinking you can break away from that madness, that paradigm, that sick, toxic reality, financial debacle that we've been living under for generations. You think in crypto, we can really now even the playing field, equalize the freaking odds. And you have situations where, again, if you're trying to figure things out, and even if you're a single man that you don't have any children, you don't have any wives, you're not in a committed relationship, none of that, you can still help your fellow man as a single man. You can still help your fellow, the community that you care about as a single person, right? So in other words, it's not all about the self. It's not all about the individual when you get to a certain point in understanding in life, right? So you're coming into a situation where you can learn, listen, this is powerful. This crypto thing is really powerful. It's bigger than just words. You want to be free, you could pay for it now. You want to be sovereign, you could pay for it now, right? You want to claim independence, allodial opportunities, right? And elements and everything involved with it, you could pay for it now. You sharing the word because you want others to be as successful as you, if you have a good heart, pun intended. But when you're all about you, seeking some fucking glory, pretending like You care about making a million people millionaires, and that hasn't materialized yet. And then you behave in so many ways contrary to what you espouse publicly, and you document that on the internet by way of spaces and by way of the activities you do on the blockchain. You expect people who have sound, rational mind, who can think critically, who are smart, to believe shit you got going on, especially when you got responsibilities and obligations to meet more than this childless person. The math isn't mathing. This shit don't add up to me. After a while, it's just all with Pulse Chain, straight up and down. It's just a gamble, just like with everything else, y'all. This ain't different over here. It's a straight up gamble, y'all. It's just a gamble. You got some good people that are building, that are doing things on Pulse Chain, and I support good work by good people. I don't support criminal activity. I don't support shenanigans. I don't support grifting. I don't support stealing. I don't support lying. None of that. You know, none of that. But that's what you got going on over here. For the most part, it's all a gamble. It's all a gamble. And it's a gamble for the wrong reasons. Because what you're doing and people are doing secretly, they're just hoping this motherfucker wakes up feeling good one day and decides to push the right buttons to make this thing go green. That's sad. But you got to wait on how a person feels and what they think, what they decide to think, to dream about you now making it, you now winning in crypto based on the feelings and of one person and how they get up one day. That's what you're betting on. So why live in that state of that state of control, like you being subjugated by some person you'll never meet in your life? You're being subjugated by a person you'll never meet in your life. And let me tell y'all something, y'all. I spent 3 years talking positive about the situation, bro. 3 years out of the last four talking well, maybe 2.5 out of the last 4 years, trying to really like reel through the bear market, let people know, listen, man, we figured it out right here. Because I gave this guy a chance after I thought I was wrong in the beginning, when I thought he was trolling the crypto space. You coming out with a top hat, you're trying to speak like you smart, like you got something going on. There was something shifty about him. Spiritually, you could tell there's something lacking there. And he's overcompensating with all this other shit that he's doing, this trickery, right? Foolishness, these words, and glimmer and mesmerizing you with some candles and talking and good talk, materialism, foolishness. Those you, if you look at him with the spiritual lens, you can see all the holes. You can see right through him. In other words, you see right through him. I'm just talking like for people who believe in anything spiritual. That's what I come from. That's what I'm about. And that's what helps me navigate through life. And those who do the same understand what I'm talking about, man. They could pick up what I'm putting down. This dude is void of that. And what he deals with is not of light. Let me tell y'all, like y'all gotta really pay attention. What he deals with is not of light. Because if it was, a lot of things would be so much different on Pulse right now, y'all. That's real talk. A lot of things would be so much different. I thought I was being too judgmental in the beginning, 5, 6 years ago, 2019. I thought I was being too judgmental, too critical. Like, yo, you're not giving dude a break. Like, what you doing? You jumping out the window. And then 10,000x later, I'm like, oh, damn, I was really wrong. I was off. He did it. And then I'm like, damn, I made a mistake. Should have gave this person a chance. And then I started to learn and learn and learn and learn and learn. And it kept on streaming. Cool. Got some good engagement. Got to talk with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm just trying to do my part and put out the good word. thinking I'm putting out good word. Then the chain launches. Then you start to really see the truth unravel. You can't, there's so many ways you could tell the lie. There's only one way you could tell the truth. The truth stands firm against anything. It has no, it's not about, it's void of feeling, it's void of discriminate. The truth doesn't discriminate. It's just what it is. We run away from it. We prefer to be lied to. We prefer to be rocked to sleep because it's easier. It's more palatable. Excuse me. It's more palatable. It's easier for us to digest and process and accept. But the truth, nah, we shun that. We run away from that. It's too hard. Nah, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. Just know. Why do you think this is getting to him? This whole thing about unfollowing him. Why do you think he's even mentioning that? He's even responding and talking about that. He's scared to death of you blocking him. He's scared to death. I'm talking about RH, the founder himself, is scared to death of you ignoring him. Some of us can tell that we could pick up on some of these things. This is elementary. It's predictable. This is not hard. It's not rocket science. He try to make you seem like you can't get up to his level. This shit basic. We talk about social interaction, human behavior, from regular levels right here. Basically, this is what we do. This is how we are. Bottom of the pyramid. This is what we're doing in society, in the world. But because this motherfucker this isolated himself, imagine the mania he's dealing with. I don't give a F where he's at. If he's shopping, popping bottles, you're not grinding on any cheeks because you corny and it shows. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what he doing. And even if you grinding on cheeks, nobody cares. Hopefully you're not paying for it because you cringe. I mean, really. You detached from humanity. You detach, you cut yourself out, and you're trying to pretend like you're doing something. You call Satoshi Nakamoto a bitch. What are you doing? Because you got unwanted attention. He got unwanted eyes and attention. This is what's making dude uncomfortable. None of this shit comfortable. You think he's been comfortable these last 3 years? Absolutely not, yo. Motherfuckers are mad you got $1.6 billion. They still mad about it. Don't matter about no expectations. This is real shit. Who's gonna kick the real shit like you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you the raw. People are still upset about that whole no expectation shit. No matter. Disclaimer. You can't expect the money back. There's no refunds, all of that shit, no expectation. How we test, because I'm scared and I don't want to be scrutinized, even though I had smoke with the SEC and I beat them. People still pissed off about that. When you gonna put the money back in the market? When you gonna pump the chain? When, all that. They still, it's an uneasy and uncomfortable situation. Now you're doing this weird thing with this marketing effort. It's just a smoke screen. It's a pure distraction, propaganda. This dude ain't on the level like that to be really keeping it all the way thorough and honest and transparent, because he got motherfuckers on his tail watching him, y'all. I'm telling you, man, it's deeper than what's on the surface. Dude ain't right. Dude ain't right. And it's getting to him for real. On the top of him not being in a comfortable situation, why would he exclaim on a pre-recorded thing last Christmas talking about he's bulletproof and safe? You living in a fortress, in some kind of bunker, walls lined up with Faraday paper. The motherfuckers can't know where you at. That's comfortable. Living in your own prison, that's not comfortable, bro. Don't give a fuck if it's made of gold and platinum. I don't care if it's made of vibranium. You're living in your own prison. So while he's suffering, you think he's gonna pump the chain and help everybody win? Dude's suffering. He wants to see other people suffer like him because that's the type of energy. That's the type of energy he works with. You understand? He wants to see you in pain. He's suffering. How is he not? Been suffering for the last 3 years. Why do you think nothing's happened on the chain? Because he in pain. Hey, who's breaking it down like this? That's a happy person. You telling people you bulletproof and say you supposed to be happy, and you call everybody self pressure in the middle of this year or whatever. When you did the next weird video in black background, can't even see his neck because you don't want people to identify where you at. They use their technology to really hone in on your location. You're not happy. Look at it. You saw his face, and then telling you about a 3-minute diet. Foolishness. Weird, weird. All around. Disconnected, detached. That's your founder that's happy and comfortable and seeking glory still. He controls 90% of the situation. He's unhappy. That's why he wants to make everybody on the chain feel it. Not happy. Not happy for a multitude of reasons. Shit that we'll never know about. So what makes you think he wants to make you rich? If he can't get more rich, how are he gonna make you rich and everybody else? He can do it, quote unquote. We don't even know if he can really do it anymore because of weird shit he's been spewing the last 2.5 years. We don't even know if he's the guy. I don't think he's the guy. How about that? So he's all the way fucked. And we here talk about green candles, oh, you the best. Motherfuckers glazing and talk about they love him and all that. Yo, you see? Insufferable. I'm telling you, man, even the devil has followers, yo. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all it's real. I don't like to play games. I don't like to talk crap for the sake of talking crap, especially when stuff like this. That dude losing, and he don't want you to win because he's losing. How you look winning? Meanwhile, what he did, he got caught in the trick bag because there's always somebody that's bigger, smarter, and stronger than you. This motherfucker thought he was the only one. Bring your heroes here to die. He thought he was the only one because the community believed in him and made him feel like he was the only one. And he reciprocated that energy back to the market, back to everybody in the community. Made him feel like, yo, this guy's a damn near a freaking crypto messiah. But there's always someone or people out that are out here. This is why you underestimate no one in life. This dude lacks wisdom. He lacks wisdom. He may be crafty, right? Definitely has some kind of smarts about him, intelligence about him, for sure. If you could collect $1.6 billion in 6 months, yeah, you're not an ordinary person out here, for sure. But he lacks wisdom, and he truly believes that he the smartest, the best thing in crypto. You have people in the community that are not only as intelligent but more. They saw what he did and they mimicked it. They followed him and they saw how successful they were and they got him by the gonads too. That's why he couldn't, you stuck. You gave people the keys on how to win, liquidity providing, this and that, make sure liquidity is low. So you put a little bit of money, everything pumps, get everybody gassed up, excited, extract. You talk that mumbo jumbo, somebody owns the OA, it's not you, this and that. This is how you control the narrative and do all this at the same time, get people to love you, get people to like you and all this shit, money, all that talk. People saw everything with a fine tooth comb. You don't know who's watching you. You don't know who's listening out here. This motherfucker took shit for granted. And people they saw what was going on and took advantage and got their millions up front. They got their million. They said, oh no, we're gonna ride this wave. This motherfucker crazy. He wilding. He getting 1.6 billion. We're gonna get a piece of that. And people got pieces of that for sure. And the rest of the community, right, holding losses, holding L's, bags of L's, bags of francs. bags of glizzies. Hold this L. Keep following this guy. You understand? That's the whole point of this stream right here. This is what you want to follow. Keep following this guy. Keep listening, keep believing, keep doing all that. Keep doing all that. It's not for me to tell you what you should or not, you should do or not do. At least if you follow it, maybe it's for entertainment purposes, but really look at what's going on and don't disrespect the history. Don't disrespect the events that took place leading up to where we are now. Don't pick and choose and selectively cherry pick what you like of the events that took place and dismiss everything else. Don't be like these people that try to give us false history of this country. Don't be like these people that try to narrate and give us this potpourri, nasty, watered down, diluted version of American history, global history, world history. Don't be like those individuals. Be real, be honest, be unfiltered, have open mind, open lens. Look at what you look at what you're looking at and see, look at what it is for what it is, both sides of the situation, and take it from there. Peace and blessings to all the good people out there, man. All my chat, people in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all y'all. Salute to all y'all. Blessings.